Hello, my friends. It's John Petersen from the Arlington Institute, and welcome. We're here to talk about Transition Talks, which is our next speaker that's coming up on the 28th of August here in Berkeley Springs, Dr. Penny Kelly. Hi, Penny.
Hello there.
It's great to have you with us, and we're really looking forward to having you on the last Saturday of this month of August. You're a dear, long friend of ours, and you've been in our town. You've been in Berkeley Springs probably on a half a dozen times at least, and we're looking forward to having you back with us. And so for those who are watching that may not be familiar with you and your background, maybe you can tell us a little bit about it yourself.
Sure. I think of myself as a writer. I have experience in a lot of different disciplines. I've had a number of careers. I basically, though, consider myself a writer and a consultant. I write books, I produce videos and podcasts. I spent almost 20 years as an educational consultant. I've got a lot of experience in education. I'm a specialist in accelerated teaching and learning and brain compatible teaching and learning. I was an engineer for Chrysler. I am a naturopathic physician and a farmer. So those are farmer gardener. That's my background.
Well, that's the kind of the top level kinds of things, but of course, you've got a basis for being able to all this writing and this consulting. I mean, you've written or co-written something like 16 different books, and tell us a little bit about how that got started.
Yeah, I always skip that. I always forget that. Back in 1979, I had a full spontaneous awakening of kundalini, which is a full awakening of consciousness. And you move into a consciousness without boundaries. It's an all-knowing state. It lasted for about 3 years before I finally learned how to turn it on and off. It was very difficult. It was a very difficult period. And that when you've spent time in a place where there are no boundaries in consciousness, you learn a lot about the nature of reality, what we, the human beings, are capable of, what's built into the system, a lot about intelligence, perception, all that background stuff. And so I learned a lot, all the esoteric stuff, as well as a lot of technical stuff about the brain, things like telepathy is on the esoteric side, out-of-body stuff is on the esoteric side, but you put all that together and you end up kind of looking at the world differently.
Yeah.
I guess I'll put it nicely.
Well, we've had a zillion conversations over the years, and what I really valued is that you have a perspective that's unique in my life in terms of having an understanding about kind of from an otherworldly point of view about what's going on and how this all happens, and you also have a sense of the kind of the transition and how this is all moving and where it might be going. You've certainly thought a lot about what the new world might look like, and I hope you're going to talk a little bit about that when you come.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, there are many worlds that I connect with that are not off limits to me. Once you learn how to tune your brain, turn your channel to whatever frequency you want to tune it to, and learn to pick up what's there. I guess I'll say it that way. Then you have a lot of information that you have privy to, I guess, is one thing. I've been watching this transition that we're in right now. unfolding for about 43 years now, and really hoping it'll go well. So when I come to Berkeley Springs, what I'm going to talk about is what is that new world? What does it look like? We're in the midst of what is really a paradigm shift. Something that was talked about for years, the shift, the leap, whatever that was way back when, we didn't really understand. And I think a lot of people right now are wishing it was over, and that the shift was complete. But we can't complete that. We can't make that leap unless we have a different consciousness. Otherwise, we're going to leap right out of the frying pan into the fire. And you can't get a new world unless you have a different consciousness, because we're the ones creating. And so we're recreating ourselves, we're regenerating ourselves as new humans. We're creating a new earth, new systems. Everything is going to have to be rethought and redone and recreated. And there are sectors that are common to each paradigm: medical, governance, finance, business and trade, all sorts of things, education, all of that has to be redone. And so what I'm going to talk about is, what are the changes I see that are coming in each sector, and how that all, excuse me, how that all fits together in order to make an entirely new world that we live in and enjoy and have fun with.
Well, this is very important, because this is the biggest change that's ever happened on the history of the planet, essentially. This is, as you suggest, the reorganization of all of kind of life around a whole bunch of different new kind of principles and so on. And there are not very many people who talk about where this might be going and what it might look like, or how we design it, or how we facilitate the emergence of this new world. This is, we all have a role to play. Everyone that's watching this video, we all have kind of selected ourselves to be here and be a part of this. And so it's really important to have an idea about where we're going, and how does it take you? What does it take to get there, and what might it look like? Because that is what we can manifest, because we get those concepts in our mind, the images, the pictures in our mind. And that's why we're all excited about having you come be with us here in a couple of weeks.
Good. I think that people will be excited about what we're moving toward in every single sector, to be quite honest. It is so good and so beautiful that it's hard to wait. It really is hard to wait. So,
well, this is great, because we really need to, in the face of all of what's going on right now, we really need something beautiful to visualize and think about, and provide kind of guidance and illumination as you kind of move through all of this uncertainty and this amazing kind of change. I keep telling people it's getting surrealer and surrealer. And it's hard to, it's a time where it's hard to know what's right. I mean, what's true. And it's like the system is coming apart to allow the emergence of a new world and a new human that comes together in this kind of space. And I know from our long and many conversations that you're right up there in the leading edge of all of this stuff, with ideas, like I said at the beginning here, that I've not heard. I don't have anybody else in my life that brings the perspectives, the very creative and provocative perspectives that you do.
I think along those, let me interrupt just for a moment. I think it's going to be a piece of work to make these transitions, but what I'm hoping to bring are the sets of questions that go with each sector, so that people can have something to chew on and ask themselves, oh, what is the answer to that question? And what about this? And how that? And why such and such? And what if? And so on.
Yeah.
Those questions will help to ease people into that
Well,
new world.
you absolutely need them, because if you have no idea where you're going, I mean, then anywhere where, any place go, any direction works. And so
Yeah.
to provide a framework, and I think that's what we try to do here at the Arlington Institute, and that's what Transition Talks is all about, is to be able to provide the ideas and the provocative kind of options and other things, so that this starts to come together and we start to get an integrated kind of picture of what this new world might look like and what we should be doing in order to get from here to there.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
And that is something that I can see it. I know other people don't see it, but I see the early threads
Yeah.
sticking out of the fabric of society. And
Yeah.
those new threads just have to be woven into a picture.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do on the 28th of August, on Saturday. We'll be at the Cool Font Resort here in Berkeley Springs, just 100 miles down the road from Washington and Baltimore, and we're going to live stream it too. And so it makes no difference where in the world you are. You can participate in this. It's going to be a great day, and we hope that you'll be with us. You can find out complete information about this at transitiontalks.org, and you can see more about Penny's background and a little bit more about kind of a narrative about what she's going to talk about. And we're going to have a good time, dear Penny, and we're looking forward to having you with us.
I am looking forward to being there.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So thanks so much. We'll see you. See you soon.